What's up, guys?
Do my thing. Welcome to Virtual Bromance, a show by bros, for bros, about being bros, with your bros. Yeah.
It's not as like cool sounding when
I know.
Well, I mean, it's never that cool sounding.
Because I'm gonna be like,
yeah, you gotta
get more into it. Sorry. Welcome to Virtual Bromance Live. It's a show by bros, for bros, about being bros, with your bros, bro.
All right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's the show for this week.
And that is the end. Peace.
I wish some shit would come out.
Yeah. We're having a real lull, which is, it's good and it's bad. I mean, it makes you feel, completely okay just playing.
I didn't even title the fucking show today.
We'll change it. Can you change
to
it?
what? What should we, Izzy? What should we title the show?
What?
Izzy.
Who's Izzy?
He's one of the. He watches all the time.
Oh, we don't have the chat open, so there's no way of knowing what.
Oh, really? You can't see it right there?
Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. Title it Bros.
Wait a minute.
We have an off-screen guest who's going to contribute nothing, which is pretty standard
as soon
as
as we give him leave to talk.
Right. That would be Josh, the artist formerly known as Unit Aw-threesome.
Aw-threesome.
Awesome. He's going to be off-screen, and he'll maybe throw some things in from time to time, like stories about girls accidentally sending him pictures of their boobs on Snapchat while he's hanging out with those girls' boyfriends. Things like that, because...
Were you just like, here, check it out?
I was like,
this is meant for you, bro. Check it out.
Oh, dude, yeah, this was yours. Sorry. Here, you want me to send did you offer to send a picture of your wiener?
No. That's easy.
Did you? You were like, did you need a sub? A
stunt cock? Stunt cock.
No, we were at a pizza place at the time, so I was just like,
you're a pizza place.
You were like, screenshot. Hey, this is for you, dude. Right. No, that's not cool. You never screenshot Snapchats.
It tells the other person if you do.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Screenshot on my friends because they're very ugly.
Word.
I have a collection of them.
Makes sense. Fill your phone up with pictures of your ugly friends.
I screenshot anything that I think is particularly hilarious and I want to share it with someone.
Like the one of
Liz with the dick drawn next to her, which I think was fantastic, and I think that she would be happy to know that I thought it was good enough to send to you, not knowing that I could have just counted on you having received it as well.
Right.
It's not like I'm putting it up on Facebook or something.
Should.
Yet. But if I saw one that was like really, really good, I totally would.
Go up on Facebook?
Yeah. But,
Cool.
And Mega Man died.
Really, Josh?
Did you just send him a picture of your wiener?
You better not.
I've been sitting here the whole time.
Maybe you had one on file.
Maybe. It was a Snapchat.
Oh, that was pretty good. My arm looks really big, though.
You got it, too. You can screenshot it.
Yeah. All right.
Make it your cover photo.
But yeah, I mean, I guess given the lack of big game releases, I mean, I'm still waiting on this patch for Starbound, which they actually announced details on what some of the things were that were going to be included in the new patch.
Yeah.
What are you looking up?
Just keep going.
Oh, okay. Like the pixel revolver, which clearly is intended to complement the Nova Kid when it actually gets released.
Yeah.
And the what we were talking about yesterday, which is the other difficulty levels with the permanent death and drop all your shit when you fucking die options.
Yeah.
Which is cool, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever actually do those because it's not really the way I like to play it. I don't know. I mean, I think it would irritate me. Like, what if I spent like 5 hours building a super pimp house and then I just got killed and that was it?
Yeah, that sucks.
But they said I think on the 14th or something they announced. I think it was the 14th they announced that within the week they were going to be releasing that. So I would expect it exactly a week from that. You know, if they said within a week, they're probably going to take the full week to make sure everything's working properly. I mean, I would hope. But, you know, this downtime also grants the opportunity to do other fun things. Like today I decided that I would, since I was reading about Fallout 4, which I'll get to. I'll talk about some of that. But since I was reading about that, it kind of got me into a Fallout mood. And most recently, I had been kind of messing around with a new game in New Vegas on my PC. Yeah, which is fine. You know, I like New Vegas a lot, but I kind of remembered how much I really how much I like Fallout 3 when you convinced me you when it was I had never played any of the previous games and you advised that I should play it because you really, really liked it.
And because I knew how much you liked it.
Right. So what I had done then was I played through, I think under your advisement, I played through Oblivion first so that I wouldn't be like painfully frustrated with the step back in the interface and such. So I played through Oblivion and then and I played Fallout 3, and I was crazy mad in love with it.
I know, because I let you borrow it, and then you gave it back and bought your own copy.
Yep, like almost right away. It was on sale, I think, and so I got it for like $10 off or something at Best Buy. It was worth doing.
Yeah.
But I have there's that frustration with the fact that the PC version of Fallout 3 is not designed to function on Windows 7. So I have it in my Steam library, but I can't run it. You can apparently there's some heavy patching that you can do.
You should be able to virtual console.
There's some heavy patching that you can do that'll get it to work, but I've tried a lot of the different stuff, and it's like layers and layers and layers. Like go into this folder, delete this, replace it with this, and move this around, and turn around 3 times, click your heels together. Say mecca lecca hi mecca hiney ho. I'm sure that
there's. I mean, it's weird that there isn't one out now already of some guy that made a patch that does all that for you.
There is, but it's never worked.
Like
every time I've tried
that automatically does it all.
Every time that I've tried to do it, it didn't work. So, hardcore mode for New Vegas, I did.
I played on hardcore first.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say I think I did that on my first playthrough, but when I played on hardcore, I basically just tried to get through the game. Like I wasn't doing like excessive amounts of side quests or anything like that.
Everything that you could do in one playthrough, I did on the hardcore.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the shitter with New Vegas. Like with Fallout 3, you can do everything with one character, and the same thing with Oblivion. And but with New Vegas, you absolutely had to, because of like the split with siding with the NCR or siding with Kaiser's Legion or siding with what's his name, the robot.
I don't remember his name.
Yes, man.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, man.
You could only do one path per game.
Right.
So I did multiple playthroughs for New Vegas. In the subsequent playthroughs, I did not do the hardcore mode thing though.
I played it hardcore once, and then the second time I played through it, it was so much easier because the healing items, the stim packs, healed you instantly.
Yeah,
because it was funny, like fighting the last dude, the last guy on hardcore. I'd go into inventory, pop a whole bunch of stim packs, and then run in circles while they healed me.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And I mean, I like New Vegas a lot. I think that it really shined a lot more in the DLC. Old World Blues. Yeah, Old World Blues won awards that year for like best DLC pack for a game. And then Lonesome Road is awesome, mostly because you can get the cool like armored trench coats and stuff like that. You can talk, Josh, but don't say shit like that.
I really like the armored trench coats.
Yeah, the armored trench coat's really, really good. So like, I really like that. But it, I remembered in reading about Fallout 4 how much I liked Fallout 3 and how much the combat shotgun's not in New Vegas, for example, which is really, really stupid. So, I decided that I have the Game of the Year edition for PS3. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll fire up the game.
I let Tony borrow mine.
And he moved to Seattle with it, didn't he?
With a lot of my games.
Yeah. Well, he's a jerk like that. I hope he watches this and he finds out that he's a jerk like that.
Thanks, Tony.
Way to go, Tony. Way to fuck it all up.
You ruined my life.
I miss Tony.
We all miss Tony. And him ruining David's life, I guess. But, yeah, Fallout 3 is just a fantastic game. I mean, it really has, like, I think the mood is so much different than from New Vegas.
Yeah.
From the start. And, the first couple hours of Fallout 3 I've played through so many times that it's very, like, mechanical to start out, but, like Josh and I were talking. Like,
so you've had a birthday party a whole bunch of times?
Yeah.
Shot a bunch of roaches?
Yeah. Well, even a little bit further, like the Megaton stuff I've done a bunch of times.
Hung out with the greasers for a while.
The tunnel snakes? Yeah, the guys are dicks. And now I save his mom, his drunk-ass mom. I save her from the rad roaches, so he gives me his fucking tunnel snakes leather jacket, which I never wear. I just immediately, as soon as I get my house, I put it in a locker and keep it there. Because that's how I am about that stuff in Fallout. I just pack rat all kinds of weird shit. But, like Josh and I were talking about, you get to Megaton, immediately go to McWhat's-his-fuck's bar and shoot Burke in the face, steal his silenced 10mm handgun,
because you gotta be really quiet.
Steal his tortoiseshell sunglasses and fedora and white pinstripe suit, and then go pimping out. Like, just fucking cruising, and then you cruise over to the Super Duper Mart. Yeah. Kill a bunch of bandits. Do that.
Man, the first time I got to that Super Duper Mart was badass. Like, there were, the bodies hanging everywhere, and it was just really fucking cool. And New Vegas didn't have anything like that.
No, and I think that's kind of the drawback in New Vegas. I think that it didn't have because of the different factions that were involved in the game. I don't think it had the same level of like the bandits and the wasteland feel wasn't as much there. I mean, Fallout 3 I think has a better ambiance. Plus, Broken Steel's badass. The pit's really fucking cool. Operation Anchorage is kind of lame.
I never played Anchorage.
It was crap.
It even what the fuck is what was the one in the swamp?
I just played it.
I don't remember what it's called either.
Yeah, but you take the boat. Point Lookout.
Yeah. It's got all the redneck mutants.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Even Mothership Zeta's pretty good.
I never played Zeta.
You got pissed at Mothership Zeta because you missed the
because I missed one fucking terminal.
And you weren't lucky like me and I had like a save file from right before I went up there, so I just redid the whole thing. But yeah. So I did some reading. There was back in October, November, there was this website that went up that was like Survivor or whatever the fuck. It doesn't really matter because it was this big teaser that everyone was sure was an official Bethesda thing that was a tease leading up to the announcement of Fallout 4. And it was giving like little scraps of information piecemeal over 2 months or something, building up to a specific date which was in line with some convention or something, and they were sure that it was going to be what? Yeah.
Crack me up.
It's okay.
You're like a Madonna video, bro.
I totally am. But it turned out that all this stuff with all these like hints and everything leading up to it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
And as soon as they announced, like, it hit a point where everybody was really, really excited they were going to get this announcement about Fallout 4, and then they got hit with, like, a cease and desist from Bethesda, and it shut the whole fucking thing down. And then, coincidentally, though, like, in the coolest way possible, Bethesda turned around and was like, look, we actually are working on Fallout 4. It is progressing really well. And they talked about, they started to give some details on it. Like, it's going to be taking place around Boston, predominantly. And and there's speculation. They don't know, they haven't said for sure yet, but it's...
Ben Affleck in it?
I hope so. Maybe Matt Damon.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be...
Twin Matt Damons? One will be gay?
No. Maybe there'll be armored car.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I think timeline-wise, it's going to be shortly after Fallout 3. Like, New Vegas was, on the other side of the country, so it's not really that big. It's not going to factor into what's going on as much. I think that because
even though in the Fallout lore, I'm not going to get into it. Vegas is supposed to have been wiped off the map.
Right.
In Fallout 2, you could only go to Reno.
Word.
Yeah. Anyway,
word. But there's, I guess, in response to the a lot of fan backlash about the ending of Fallout 3 being really weak.
It was.
I guess they're trying to really continue that story, not with the same characters, but continue the meta plot of the world a lot better with Fallout 4.
So they got themselves a GEC.
Apparently, it's the Institute, which has been talked about a lot, which is where MIT is now in our world, and the speculation is that the scientists at the Institute have built a GEC, so that they can do farming and all kinds of other shit, and they're sort of revitalizing society.
It's really weird to me that they would make a whole giant plot about the GEC when in the first Fallout it's like said that every vault has a GEC.
Mm.
And then in Fallout 2 you actually start in a village that your character from the first one created with a GEC.
Yeah. Oh, that tribal village?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that, what you got to kind of consider is that in Fallout 3, I think it was discovered that a lot of the vaults got fucked up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So even if I think, don't you end up going to one of the vaults to get parts for the GEC?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were all damaged.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were common, but a lot of them got jacked
Well, yeah,
up.
but in vaults that, like the one you started in 3, they should have had a GEC. Because nobody came in and fucked their thing.
In 101, yeah.
Vault 13 should have had a GEC from the first. Well, Vault 13 did have a GEC from the first one.
I don't. It's been a while, and I'm too early in the game to know for sure. But didn't maybe your dad steal the GEC from 101?
I don't remember if he stole it, but I'm sure he had something to do with it disappearing.
Yeah. So, what's a GEC?
I don't remember what it stands for, but it's like a kit that supposedly like terraforms a small area.
Whoa! I got an idea. We got a guy in hand. Google it.
Why don't I just Google it right
Well,
now?
you could too, but you don't like to do that, so I can get our intern, our unpaid intern to do it. Do interns get Glocks? No, they share one.
They share one? They share a Glock?
That's the Life Aquatic thing. That the interns share a Glock.
That's right. Oh.
Garden of Eden
creation
kit. Yeah.
And it's supposed to terraform a small area so that you can start civilization.
So it can be habitable, yeah. Yeah, and I think that there were, going back again to...
You lose, by the way.
Comparing with New Vegas, I feel like New Vegas sort of lost out on some other stuff. I mean, like the Death Claws were kind of chintzy in New Vegas, like they were impossible to kill.
Okay, first of all, in New Vegas, the enemies didn't necessarily scale with you. You could go to an area where they were higher level.
Yeah.
Whereas in 3, everything scaled with you.
Sort of. Within a certain range.
So in New Vegas, if you try to go from the first town straight to Vegas, you have to go through that fucking Deathclaw area.
It's Deathclaws or Rad
Yeah.
There's that valley with all the Rad Scorpions.
They completely tear your shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I had jumped up onto a rock that the Deathclaw couldn't get onto, and I used all my ammo to kill one of them.
There was that one. I was collecting. I think I was collecting unique weapons. I don't remember why I was doing it, but I was working on some like challenge. It's in the what the fuck is it? The Gunrunner's Arsenal. You get all those different challenges that get added to your. There's like skill challenges, and one of them is to kill a Deathclaw with like a handgun or something.
And I just shoot him a lot, and then what about your handgun and kill him?
No.
Why not?
I don't remember if that was actually the challenge. It was some complicated thing.
Holy
So
weapons?
I don't remember what it was, but
Like
I know that I went to that one area in New Vegas where there was like a whole swarm of Deathclaws.
South of Vegas.
No, not south of it. It was east of Vegas. It was like in the north central part of the map. But there was like a construction crane, and I sat on top of that crane
it's like a quarry.
for like 3 hours, just whittling away
them?
at Deathclaws. Yeah, it was with a specific kind of weapon. It was really stupid. I don't.
We're using like the fucking Benny's gun, the like gold pistol or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous too. It had a name.
The holy weapons.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I didn't play any of the DLC, so I can't.
Yeah,
help
Do
you.
you not have a DLC?
No, I never got it because there was other stuff out at the time that I was playing.
If you
In
want,
fact,
my friends got gaming edition.
New Vegas is the only Fallout I've ever not played to death.
you're still missing the one achievement in 3.
Yeah, but I don't have any. I'd have to start over, and I don't have 3 because Tony has it in Seattle.
Yeah,
I have
I have 3.
Actually, I'm not hooking the 360 back up to do that, so it's okay.
It's okay. You got to hook up your 360 to do a bunch of other shit anyway. We already talked about this.
I didn't agree to shit.
But so yeah, that's going on, and it's very exciting. I don't know what the timeline is for Fallout 4, like what their release window is or whatever. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's not based on the fact that there's no actual announcement about it. Like they've admitted that they're doing it.
Well,
I think that they're talking spring of 2015.
They can take their time because Titanfall's coming out.
Right. Well, I would rather they take their time and make it right.
I'd rather they take their time so I can get some Titanfall in.
I think it's spring of 2015 that they're talking about for a release for that. The other thing I did a little bit of reading about was Mass Effect.
Which we were very upset about when E3 rolled around because they were supposed to show it and they didn't.
Mm-hmm. Apparently at the PAX conventions, they were running private, like super private, signed fucking confidentiality agreement, a panel, like boardroom discussions where they would grab like 20 like Mass Effect fans, like people like dressed up as like Liara and shit like that. The geekiest of the
bang them.
Probably. But they'd put them all in a room and then they'd shoot them all in the face. No, they were
With
asking
their penises.
they were asking a number of questions. Very, very.
Did you say with their nubbins?
I said with bags of random weapons.
Oh, okay. Not their nubbins, though.
Nubbins would have been better. But they were asking very specific questions, which are leading people. There was apparently a forum post that was like a weird, really obscure, random forum discussion, and it was an old post, and it had gone unnoticed for a couple months, and then attention was drawn to it, and it was talking about one of these private panels and giving details about it. And as soon as attention was drawn to it, within days, EA sent out a cease and desist and had the forum post deleted.
Yeah.
The forum post talked about...
And you know what? Hold on. Before you continue, maybe they should spend less resources on getting forum posts deleted and more on their fucking servers.
You know, that would be a great idea.
Continue.
They talked about 2 new races. 2 new races. They talked about which 2 existing races you would be okay with not having.
Can we get to play a Volus yet?
Dude, it would be really good. But one of the things that everyone's like, they have confirmed that they're using the Frostbite 3 engine for it.
Yeah, sweet.
which is also what they're using for Dragon Age.
That means you're going to be like walking down a hallway in the Citadel, and then a tank is going to bust through the wall.
Yeah.
Some dudes on some ATVs are going to pass you. Jet fly overhead, and then you're just going to continue on your way.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good times.
But they're also using Frostbite 3 to build Dragon Age Inquisition. So
Same thing.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, except the tank will look like a dragon.
No, it'll be a tank.
Can the tank have a dragon painted on it?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, what tank doesn't?
All right, fair enough.
Let's be honest here.
So it's going to have Frostbite 3. They're based on the questions they were asking. It was very obviously like the PR department put these questions together.
Yeah.
Like, pick 2 that you would be okay with not having in the game. Which 2, like just goofy
What
shit.
2 would we be okay with not having in the game?
Apparently the top voted ones.
Human.
Yeah. Apparently the top vote, what this forum post said is the 2 that received the most votes to not be in the game, and this is really stupid, is Quarian and Krogan.
What the fuck? The 2 coolest fucking well, except
Turian.
for Turian. Man, there's so many cool races in that game.
I would think that if it was like, hey, what do we not
I
get to
could get
play
rid
as?
of the Krogans for the Turians if I had to.
I would get rid of the Solarians before I'd get rid of any of
Out
them
of those
fuckers.
3.
Out of those 3. But they were talking about out of all of the races.
Solarians. Morden was the last great one.
Solarians.
Fucking bugs.
Obviously, if I can't
fast.
play as a Geth soldier, fuck that game. I'm not going to do it.
I don't think you're going to be able to play
I
as
know,
a
I'm
Geth.
not going to be bad. I know.
But we're both going to be Turians, aren't we?
Does the Pope shit in the woods? I mean, he's the Pope. He can shit wherever the fuck he wants. Papal poop, dude.
Papal poop.
We were just talking about the Pope yesterday at work.
Yeah.
Because,
and his poop.
Well, there was this, I think it was on ESPN. I can't believe I'm talking about this on this show. On ESPN, there was this, special that they were running. It was, what was it called? Like, under the mask or something, behind the mask.
If it's not the not top 10, I don't care.
It was like a feature following 4 dudes that work as sports mascots. One of which was Bango Buck, the Bucks mascot.
Yeah.
And they were I was watching it while I was working, so there was no sound, so I don't really know what was going on, but I think they were just sort of like interviewing them while they were doing different things, and they were competing to see who was the greatest mascot. And it doesn't really matter, because what came from this was that Shanna Batula and I discussed it, and we decided, because we were working with Phil.
Bucky Badger.
No, he wasn't in there. We discussed it, and because we were working with Phil, we addressed it with him right away. We have decided that
Phil's our mascot.
Phil's perfect job would be working as a sports mascot.
Yeah, because
he'd get to wear a mask, and he'd get to dance around like a fucking moron.
It's the day before this day in question. Shannon and I were talking about how stupid mascots are.
Yeah.
So for her to agree that Phil would be a perfect mascot tells you a lot.
Well, yeah. No, but we asked Phil, and he's like, son of a bitch, yeah, that would be a really cool job. And then he was like, as long as they don't want me to drop down from the rafters or something. I'm like, wait, Phil, are you afraid of heights too? He's like,
he's afraid of everything.
He's like, no, I'm just afraid of falling from high heights. And I'm like, that's what being afraid of heights is, you moron. So I said, Phil, what about if they wanted you to dress up as a giant spider and descend from the ceiling? He's like, no fucking way.
Because him and Bugs.
I would not wear a fucking spider suit. I'm like, if you were wearing the spider suit,
how could you be scared of it? It's you.
And I said, if you were wearing the spider suit and you happened upon a mirror and saw yourself, would you get scared? And he's like, fuck yeah. So I think that Phil should be a giant spider who does backflips and shit.
One of my favorite Philisms was when he said, if bugs looked and sounded like slot machines, I would love them.
What? I can't. They would be slot machines.
Right.
Wait, what if slot machines looked and sounded like bugs?
Then he would have a shit ton more money.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I don't understand. I don't remember how I got into this Phil being a mascot thing, but
You're talking about the Pope. And then
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Peppa Poop.
The Pope. Well, Phil's high school, Pius, which is in the Milwaukee area. For anybody who doesn't know that, Pius is a private school. It's a Catholic school, and their mascot. Well, they're the.
Is it a mini pope?
The popes, the Pius popes,
Right.
is their.
So is it a mini pope?
Well, that was kind of the discussion was. It's the popes, and then the girls' teams are the lady popes, is standard. So I asked, I said, Phil,
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
right, I know. And I said, Phil, so when they play, like when their basketball team is playing, and they have their mascot, is the mascot like a dude in a pope outfit?
And he just stands there like this.
he's like, no. I'm like, well, obviously, I would think that a pope outfit would be kind of sacrilegious, and they would frown on it.
Maybe it's an animal.
It's a sugar bear.
What the hell does that have to do with it?
I know.
I would think like a fox in a pope outfit, and he's jumping around being all stupid.
Right.
And then the real pope shows up and is like, "You better stop having fun."
But he did say, well, right, yeah. Well, until this pope now, who's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I
he
think he
seems
seems
alright,
to be like, if at that point, he'd be like, hey, way to dance around in that pope suit, bro.
You're looking pretty foxy there, pope.
Oh, yeah. So, but he did say that even though the school frowned on the idea of their mascot being a pope, and I don't understand why don't they just change it?
Right.
But he did say that
bears.
a lot of the students that go to games and stuff dress up as the Pope for the games. So there's like a bunch of fucking popes, and I was thinking that they should just say fuck it and let the mascot be a pope.
Right.
And then when the ladies play, they can have a lady pope with like a low cut fucking shirt or something, like a sexy
Hell
pope
yeah.
with some papal cleavage and shit. Be pretty slick.
Yep.
Alas, we do not live in a world that is great enough to have a papal mascot.
Right.
You're talking about a high school.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe we should send a letter to the Pope.
The pious popes. Send a letter to the Pope, asking him to send a letter to that school, telling them to make their mascot be a pope instead of dissing their papal
Right.
allegiance in favor of a sugar bear. What is a sugar bear? Is it like a
Like a gummy bear?
Looking it up.
what? What is it? A gummy bear?
Sugar bear.
Haribo?
Sugar bear cereal.
Sugar bear for sale.
Oh wait, it's those things.
Oh.
Okay.
It's not a Haribo sugar-free gummy bear.
Why don't you Google pious sugar bear?
Wait. Instead, why don't we look at this picture?
Why don't we look at that? His name is Sugar Bear.
Oh,
it's pretty
God.
good. So, did you see the article floating around the internet about the Swiss cheese fucker?
Is that it?
Pius XI? Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Pius the 11th. I'm sorry, XI. So did you see this article going around the internet about the Swiss cheese fucker
Team
guy?
head unofficial mascot of Sugar Bear. Alluding to an advertisement from the 1960s, Sugar Bear was absent from sporting. Okay.
Made its triumphant return in 2009. Oh, it's been their unofficial. Wait, in 2010, the Lady Popes won their first women's, or it's WIAA basketball state. The Lady Popes were the state champions. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Continuing on.
Okay, the Swiss cheese fucker. Did you read this article?
No.
Or Swiss cheese masturbator? It was this article that was floating
Does
around.
he fill in the holes?
Yes, and it was happening in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Philly, somewhere around there, somewhere in Pennsylvania. Well, I saw this article come up on Gawker or some shit. It showed up on Facebook, and I swear, this guy used to come into Colonel Hart's.
Oh God.
He looks like a dude that came into Colonel Hart's.
What should I Google?
Look up Gawker Swiss cheese masturbator.
Like, what do you mean he was filling holes?
Yeah, Jesus, man. Police arrest Philadelphia's infamous. Doesn't that guy?
Oh
look
my God, he does.
on the picture on the right?
I mean, I can't place it, but yeah.
Maybe the Swiss cheese masturbator moved to Philadelphia.
I like that he's the city's famed Swiss cheese fucker. Swiss cheese
Infamous. He's more than famous. He's infamous. Just like the infamous El Guapo
why don't you get
that
into
they
what-
needed the Three Amigos to come and defeat.
Why don't you get into what he does?
I don't know what he does. I was just hung up on the fact that he looks like a dude who used to hang out at Hearts.
I
think I think that this guy was masturbating in cheese in Milwaukee and then moved to Philly and got caught.
What do you mean masturbating in the...
I don't even know.
Who allegedly offered a woman money to watch him put Swiss cheese on his dick. That's all.
So he was putting it like on his junk?
That's how he got caught. Wait. Offered a woman on the street $20 to rub the Swiss cheese on his penis. He pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and a solicitation charge.
Okay.
He looks... The best comment in there is like a close-up of the mugshot, and it says, I wonder if this face is because the officers taking the mugshot told him to say cheese.
Nice.
Which is pretty good. Yeah, he looks like an old regular from Hearts.
This doesn't seem related to video games.
This is the caliber of customer
No,
that
it's
we
not.
experience. It's tangent.
In fact, we left video games behind a while ago.
Tangential. Wow. How did we were talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We ended up in mascots.
And then I said something, and you said as a Pope shit in the woods. And then
We went out to the lady popes, and yeah,
Yep.
that's
It's
how it works.
It's a Swiss cheese masturbator.
Well, I can see.
That was quite the genre.
I can see the connection between all of these things. It makes sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, so Mass Effect is in development. It's not going to be called Mass Effect 4. They have a different title for it.
I remember the discussion about that because it's not a continuation of the story.
Right. One of the other questions they asked this panel was, which armor?
He really wants to say something.
Which armor do you feel is the most iconic? What do you view as the most iconic looking armor? And they had like different armor suits to pick from. And one of the other questions was, what does N7 mean to you? All of these are very like PR department kinds of questions. But they said that the game is going to focus heavily, like a lot more on exploration, like the first game. And when I was watching this video talking about they immediately showed the fucking Mako driving all over the fucking.
God,
but
no.
They better not put that shit back in there. But
well, if they do it well and not, make it frustratingly hard to not throw your controller across the room.
Yeah, so a lot more exploration. I think that it will be what we're hoping for, with a smaller scale sort of story. They wanted it to be...
I just want to be... Look,
focus on the characters.
I want to go to a random planet, start driving around my Mako, happen upon a Battlefield 4 match going on, jump out of the Mako, go do some shit, capture a couple flags, jump back in the Mako, blow up a tank, and continue on my way.
What if the Mako is a tank?
It's not. You
It's
know
a
what the
Mako.
Mako is. Come on.
I know. But what if instead of a Mako, it's a tank?
So
Then it
the
wouldn't be a
speculation
Mako.
is that we're looking at a more exploration-based game using Frostbite 3
Battlefield 4.
engine. They said the reason their
Levolution.
that they're using the Frostbite 3 engine is so that they can really, really delve into the character modeling for the alien races, for like skin textures and bone structures and stuff like that. Apparently the character modeling technology in Frostbite 3 is really spectacular.
Look, we all know the only reason they're spending so much time on the character models so they can make sweet-ass love scenes.
Probably. I don't.
I have a story.
What do you want, Josh?
I don't know.
He keeps like half raising his hand. I think he's
Do
gonna
you
say
want to make
something.
me another drink? Is that what you want?
Yes, I was going to ask if it would be cool if I told my Mass Effect story.
Do you have
Off
a Mass
screen?
Effect
Yeah,
story?
tell
Go
us
ahead.
Mass
Go
Effect
ahead. Tell us a
story.
Mass Effect
I
story.
already told you this story, though. About how I went to the mall.
Why does that matter?
Because how does popes matter to this?
Josh, when you have your own show about bullshit, you can talk about
I think it's
buying Mass Effect 2 because the girl working at GameStop was the cute girl was wearing an N7 hoodie. And then you wanted to impress her by buying Mass Effect 2.
I got carded.
And then you got carded and had to have your friend buy Mass Effect 2 for you.
Fucking smooth, bro.
I thought it was funny.
Fucking smooth.
Yeah, it was a really good story. You know what, Josh? You probably made her roll her eyes at you because she was like, this fucking loser hasn't played, he doesn't own Mass Effect 2 yet.
Right.
She probably just thought you were a square.
Yeah.
A fucking square.
Yeah. I had a GameStop gift card.
She's like, Mass Effect 2.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, because they're with Dragon Age Inquisition, they're going into offering up the multiple, adding multiple races as playable characters again, which like they did in original Dragon Age instead of just sticking you with Hawk. They're saying that they expect the same thing from Mass Effect, so have that option. And so tying into that, though, the speculation is when they talked about which two could you do without, race-wise, they were actually saying, if we were to offer races as playable races, which two would you be okay with not having as options? Because they probably don't want to deal with having to fully render 8 races worth of character models, which is fine. Take your pick, I suppose. Whatever. Turian. I mean, look, they should just say fuck it and make the lead character a Turian.
They should.
Because
it should be a Turian-based fucking story.
That would be really fucking baller.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be those lame asses that are all like, oh, I'm going to play an Asari and like fuck all kinds of fucking other...
I miss Garrus when he was a police officer because he was a loose cannon.
When he was a CSEC guy?
Yeah.
He was a loose cannon. He was one of those.
Yeah, whatever he just said.
He was one of those. They had him turning his badge. Not his gun, though.
Not his gun.
Because he went and became the Archangel.
You know it.
Fucking up those gangs. Did you make a drink for you, too, Josh?
Nope.
You better not have.
It's just Sprite.
Let me taste it. All right. No, I don't want it. You can't even buy Mass Effect 2 without getting carded. You think I'm going to let you make cocktails in my house?
I just made cocktails for you.
Fair point.
Touche.
Fair play to Josh. Tastes like you made it for a high school kid, but okay.
What do you mean high school kid?
It's got like...
It's really strong or really
There's like nothing in it, yeah.
Oh, I suck.
Yeah, you do. Life is hard. You'll get over it eventually.
Or I'll just get better at making drinks.
Maybe. All right, so then Alien Isolation.
I still haven't watched I was going to watch the video last night.
Yeah. I posted a couple of videos on the Virtual Bromance Facebook page, which the link is in the bottom corner of the screen, the other side over there, yeah. The bottom corner of the screen there. 2 videos, the official trailer, which features some gameplay, and I think it's like a 12-minute gameplay video, with some dudes talking over it, giving some analysis, whatever. It's
not made by the same studio.
No. You should look it up because the studio. I can't remember the other game that they're actually.
I'm actually really curious about this website. That's why I haven't closed it yet.
So rather than trying to apologize for Colonial Marines with a similar game or a sequel, they've basically handed Sega's basically
Sega.
Yeah.
No, I was saying it like they used to at the beginning.
Sega. Yeah. Sega. Sega's handed off the IP to another studio.
But Sega did do the other.
Right. No, but they didn't let Gearbox do another one. They gave it to this other company, Creative Assembly developer.
So they were like, Gearbox, you've disappointed us.
You screwed the pooch.
time.
Yeah. So No, like it says here, they want it to be appear to the likes of Dead Space 2. Okay,
Which,
so
badass.
the game looks really, really interesting, but it's an Alien game, not an Aliens game, which I think is the
and remember
key point.
when we first heard about it and heard that it wasn't going to be like a action type game, I was like, wow, it would be cool if, or it would be interesting if there was only one alien in it.
Which there is, and that alien, if you watch the videos
like
I
the movie.
posted, this alien is huge, like
Yeah.
not like huge, not like queen size, but bigger than the drone aliens in the previous games. It's an imposing, threatening figure, and you know what's really interesting is they're talking about like 10 hours of gameplay for the campaign, and it's a single player survival horror campaign. And that means that basically, from what I can tell from the section of gameplay that they're showing, and maybe this will change further into the game, but it's at a point where if the alien sees you or hears you, it rushes you and you die. You can't really
There's no
fight.
fighting it,
You can't
yeah.
really fight the alien. You just get little mouthed.
Well, remember, you told me that you have a wrench.
There
And
is a
I was
wrench.
really hoping that you could bat the
Wrench
little
the
mouth
little mouth?
away
Yeah, maybe.
with the wrench.
It's possible,
but I don't
but,
think that's going to happen.
It's so it
little
takes
mouth.
place chronologically
You know?
15 years after Alien,
Right.
and you're playing as Amanda Ripley, the daughter of Ellen Ripley, who has since
All
Ripley's
grown up and
disappearance.
sexified?
Yeah, since disappearance. I said
Disappearment.
Fuck yeah! Since
It's like
Ripley's
disappearment gum, bro.
Yeah, damn right. Since Ripley's disappearance, fuck it, I'm just gonna run with it.
You just roll with it.
She's
She
been
put mint on a whole bunch
obsessively
of
trying to track down her mother, figure out what happened, and the company contacts her that they maybe have some idea as to what went on.
found the black
They
box,
find the
yeah.
black box, and she goes, "Fuck yeah, let's go out there, let's figure out what's going on." So it's not like she's a Marine or she's working for the company and stumbles upon it. Like she's actively searching for something that will tell, give
She's
her
an
some.
engineer, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Does it?
I thought we talked about that,
Oh.
and I was going to make an Isaac Clarke joke.
But it takes place apparently on like a space station, and they were talking about the similarity. They said it seemed very similar to Dead Space 2 in the setting, but you have one alien, it's stalking you, you're hiding from it, you're setting up traps and welding doors shut and that kind of thing. And I think that they're kind of implying that they want to go with the other element of the story that has been so far completely overlooked in the games effectively.
Awesome.
Which is that most of the threat in these movies is actually the people involved.
Like perceived threat. Is that what you're talking about, or there's other people in the game?
There are other people in the game. There are other characters, and so, yes, kinda. If Lara Croft didn't have those guns.
But she had those guns.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry.
It looks cool. It looks like the ambiance of the setting is really interesting. I mean, it's dark with sparse lighting and stuff. It definitely has the right look. It really feels like Alien. I mean, that style is still very much there. Even the technology that's sort of present in the game is in line with the first movie rather than
Which I think
oddly misaligned.
Aliens is clearly a better movie than Alien, but I'm really excited to see how a game based off of Alien would be, because all the other games are based off of Alien and Alien 3. And
Right. And yeah, I mean, I think that we've seen repeatedly that it is difficult to translate the action aspect of the series
without
to a
putting
game.
a million aliens,
Right,
making it
and
just
in
arcade games.
in one of the videos I posted, they kind of talk about the fact that the way that it gets done, they take the entire fear element and out of it, and they were saying that if you watch Aliens, which I'm always down to watch Aliens. I mean,
It's your favorite movie.
yeah. I may watch it tonight just
Just
because
'cause
I'm
we're
talking
talking
about
about
it.
it?
Yeah. it's actually like an hour of like suspense and build up, and then 5 minutes of the Marines getting their asses kicked, and then another hour of them trying to figure out how they're going to get off of the planet, and then 10 minutes of them
like,
getting
nuke
their
it from orbit.
10
That's the only way to be
minutes of them
sure.
like getting killed and getting their asses kicked, and then they run away, and you know, and that's the movie. Like the real tension comes from things like Burke trying to fuck over Ripley and Newt and get them both face-huggered so that he can smuggle aliens back through quarantine to give to the company and shit like that. Like, those are the key elements that have always been missing in every other attempted version of a video game from this
everybody's
universe.
all like buddy and
Right. They're like, let's make an action game where we get to kill lots of aliens, and you know, they even talk a little bit about the Colonial Marines game, and
yeah, they tried to do that with
they tried,
Royal and Yutani.
right? But you know, they kind of talk about in the video I posted. They kind of talk about how it's there's this misconception that if you put the Marines in the game and you give them the pulse rifles and you make the pulse rifles sound like the pulse rifles in the movie, which they really do,
So
which is
fucking
good.
cool. Yeah.
You know, and you give them the torches to cut through the doors, and you give them the motion detector, and it sounds like the motion detector in the movie, and it looks just like that. That all of a sudden you get to put the stamp of approval on it, and it's like, oh, it's like I was in Aliens. It's badass. But that's not.
And then O'Neill fucks everything up.
Bell is so much worse. Urata Ashes Marine. But that's not.
Halfway through our first playthrough, I was like, I really wish she would stop saying that.
I know.
I played the game like 5 times.
Yeah, but it's not. But that's not what makes the game like. That's not what makes the story the compelling and like standing the test of time story that it is. It's not what makes it great, and it's shocking to me that it's taken this long for a game developer to notice or acknowledge these missing elements in the way that maybe the problem was that technology limited the ability to really make a suspenseful game like that. Maybe
that's not true. There's been a whole bunch of games before and after.
Maybe they were afraid to be bold enough to do it. I don't know.
I think that they just thought that they could cash in. I mean, that's the problem with all licensed games is that it seems like these developers don't put everything they can into it because they think it's going to sell based on the name.
Which Colonial Marines did. Everyone was pissed about it, but it fucking sold.
I like to think that it sold so well because it was pushed back so fucking long that everybody was like, "There's no fucking way this game is going to suck."
Well, the other problem was that
and then we're like, "Oh yeah, too human."
They had hands-on gameplay at PAX East,
which was awesome,
and everyone loved it. So
and then they dumbed it down.
Right. So I mean, that game, there was potential there for it to be really good, and leading up to the release, everything was great. And then when it actually came out, it was not what they had presented previously.
Look, let's be real though. Colonial Marines will always have a place in our heart because it's what started all of this Virtual Bromance.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And you know, it's.
I went out, bought the game, and was like, "Dude, it'd be really cool if we recorded it." So I went and bought recording equipment as well, and then we started Virtual Bromance.
Yeah, on our YouTube channel, there's a whole bunch of videos of us playing Colonial Marines. Or did you delete them?
They're not. They're on there. They're just not finished. Like, it goes up to like mission 4.
Oh, right. But there's a bunch on there. Yeah, it's.
I'm not gonna take videos down.
Yeah. So this game, Alien Isolation, it looks cool. It looks like there's a potential for something great. I mean, I think that it would be a really exciting prospect to go back to a sort of survival horror game that doesn't rely on gore. It's the same way I feel about horror movies at this point. Like, you know, like Silent Hill the first Silent Hill was just a fucking scary game.
And it was cool as fuck.
And
I will defend that game to the end of the earth.
Whereas, you know, the further you get into the series, it's more about like, oh, Pyramid Head's like fucking those mannequins in the sink, and he's cutting people up, and there's fucking rib cages. And look, I don't need Eli Roth to make every fucking game that I play. I don't need gore. Gore is not scary. Suspense and the unknown, those are the things that make these stories scary. Give me suspense and the unknown. Don't give me graphic content. I
like graphic content too.
Sure, I mean, but that's not going to be what makes it a fucking good. You can't look at Resident Evil. You can make fucking zombies all over the place. That doesn't make it a survival horror game.
Yeah.
You know, if this is a step back toward proper survival horror, I mean, even Dead Space over time. And we've discussed this and we've defended this because the progression of the storyline, it would be stupid and wouldn't make sense for it to be, what's going on? Oh no, what's around the corner? Because Isaac fucking knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it becomes more of an action game progressively.
Yeah, because he's tired of being scared and he's like, look, I'm going to fuck these guys up.
Right. And then progressively, it makes sense.
Same thing with fucking Splinter Cell. Everybody got pissed off when Conviction came out because it's a straight up action game, but that's the way the story went.
Right. So, but, again, like, Dead Space, the first Dead Space was fucking scary as shit, man.
Yeah, it was. It was good as fuck.
And Dead Space 2 was pretty fucking scary, too.
Dead Space had its moments, but not... It's like the first Dead Space, the entire fucking game was just like...
It scares the crap out of you.
As fuck. And the second one had kind of like lulls in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, still a good game, but it just
I think
didn't have the...
it didn't have the fear element, but you did say that when you played on classic mode, it was scarier.
Well, it had more tension because it's harder.
Right. I think that as soon as you incorporate co-op into a game like that, it takes the fear element
Sort
out.
of. That's true, but that's also where Dead Space 3's only scary moments came from. When the second player could see shit that the first player couldn't see.
Yeah. Well, that's some of the best shit in there was
it's the best part of the game. You have to play it co-op to really enjoy Dead Space 3.
And
do the co-op only missions.
It's funny because the game got some criticism for like the co-op,
right.
And the co-op was actually the best thing about the game. I can't remember the other guy's name. Carver.
Carver.
What was it?
John Carver.
John Carver.
It was like the most generic name.
That's badass.
Yeah, but he was a cool ass character, and he
guy.
had like a lot of like character growth throughout the game as well. 'Cause remember, he hated
armor.
Isaac at the beginning, and he had cool ass armor too.
It was like black and red.
And then they became
were bros
totally bros at the end.
They were like almost Shepard and Garrus style bros, talking about, look, this shit isn't gonna end well, so let's just be bros.
They did have those moments, yeah. When they both realized when they both admitted that they were pretty much fucked and that they were gonna die, and they just wanted to be badasses and go out fucking that shit up.
Yep.
Man, we should play that again.
John, I don't want to hook up the fucking 360. There's nowhere to put it.
I know that, but it was such a good game.
Hang it from the ceiling.
Good game. Dude, if I could get a shelf or something, I'd totally do that.
We can work it out.
I'd hook up all my shit if I had shelves. What?
Invest in a fucking shelf.
Invest? No, I'm talking about planks of wood, bro. You don't have to invest in planks of wood.
Kind of do.
I wonder if it's a good investment. Planks of wood.
As long as you get studs.
Hey. Yeah, we got studs, bitches. But yeah, so I mean, if we can see, like, if this game goes as well as it looks like it could,
he'd watch us play Dead Space.
See, there you go. If Alien Isolation goes as well as it looks like it potentially could, it is exciting to me to think that maybe a game like that being successful could remind game developers that games like that still are viable.
That it doesn't have to be Call of Duty.
Right. I mean, like
fucking Michael Bay or some shit,
Yes, the whole video game industry has gotten Michael Bay'd.
Mm-hmm. Michael Bay'd.
Wham. Yeah. I mean, gamers are all getting older. I mean, sure, there are young gamers. There are always new gamers, but we have this great thing happening where people aren't stopping being gamers.
Right.
And those people are they're intelligent people that crave more. They want more substance. Let's stop dumbing things down and continue to create good substance for these games. I mean, I swear to God, if I don't have a moment playing that game where I decide that I'm going to save and stop playing only because I'm scared to continue, I do it all the time, yeah. Then the game failed.
Yeah.
If I don't have those moments, the game failed. Like, I know that you don't get scared playing games, but there are points where I get scared with these games. And, like playing Dead Space, I love Dead Space. I love it straight through. I've played through it a couple times. I love every part of it. But the anxiety, the feels, man. Like, Josh, you remember we were playing on, what was the hardest difficulty called? Third Tier Engineer or some shit like that.
That was the achievement.
Oh, yeah. It's just called
Epic
Insanity.
Third Tier Engineer was the achievement.
It's just Insanity.
Yeah.
So Josh and I were playing Dead Space on... on Insanities. So like we were we.
Do you have military armor? Stormtrooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, I think we used
No, we used
the tank suit.
Yeah.
The badass
military armor, man.
But we were playing
tank suit.
and kind of like doing a chat. Like I played a couple chapters, and then you played a couple chapters, and then we were kind of.
You even use the
on.
plasma gun. The military suit gives you a bonus to plasma rifle.
No,
I don't know.
Plasma cutter.
But
Heavy damage.
Oh,
plasma
yeah,
cutter.
you shouldn't use anything else.
Right. So even having played through the game prior to that a couple of times, we were playing together, taking turns on on chapters, and still we're like, we're gonna have to take a break and turn the lights on here because
Which
shit's
one of you
getting
had to shoot
weird.
down asteroids?
I fucking suck at that stuff.
I think I think Josh tried to do it and was terrible, and then I had to do it and bail us out on it because it was tough.
Yeah.
On the hardest difficulty, it's really tough.
I know.
Damn, no one play that again. I actually don't own the first game.
Neither do I anymore because I let Tony borrow it.
Motherfucker.
Damn it, Tony.
I never owned it. I always borrowed it from you.
Yeah,
He
it's
told me
true.
he'd give you some boots.
Tony just fucking hauled off to Seattle with a whole bunch of shit that he shouldn't have took with him.
Borrow all of them.
No, 3 is up at the top there.
Oh, that's right. Amy bought him 3. That's why I let him borrow 1 and 2 because she bought him 3 first.
Because he was going to play it with us.
He was going to play it with us.
What a dick bag.
Dick
the
bag, indeed.
the bag that holds the balls right under the dick, that's Tony.
Like,
A scrotum? Yes, Josh, it's a scrotum.
I thought so.
I'm glad that we're all on the same
A sack,
scrotum
if
I'm
page.
you will.
glad that as a senior in high school and have gone through.
You've seen your fair share of scrotums?
Get it? Get it? I see what you did there.
I was gonna say being through 3 human growth and development classes. In my
That's my joke, Josh. I know all about STDs. I took health class 3 times.
I've been through 3 different ones though.
Yeah, well, I just failed it twice.
How?
30 vocabulary words every day. Write them down. Dude, I don't want to talk about it. The stupid class took too much of my time. I had other things to... I wasn't even playing video games then. I don't even know what I was doing. Working. Drinking. Cultivating my persona. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was doing. The point is, let's move back here. Dead Space, super good. If Alien Isolation has the suspense and fear level that the original Dead Space had, I will be 100% happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll even go so far as to say if it maintains that suspense that Dead Space 2 had.
Had some crazy parts, yeah.
Was it Dead Space 2 that at the end you were getting chased by that thing and you had to just run like hell?
That was all of them.
No. Where you had to like
Seriously,
run. There was like that like snaking fucking like hallway you had to run through, and the thing just kept regenerating right behind you.
That was all of them.
No, that was 2. It was at the end of 2.
It was also at the end of 1.
Which one?
It was different though. Like
Which one at the end where there's all those like kid things that were chasing you?
Those were in 2, so it was probably 2.
Yeah, fucking hate it.
In 2, yeah, after you get poked in the eye,
oh yeah.
and then you run through.
No, you get
It's
poked
not
in the eye in
snaking, but no, you get poked in the eye in 2. Yeah.
I played both of them like because I played.
Yeah, it's like a snaky like hallway.
It's not. Yeah, you do this and you
Yeah,
come
that
around.
shit's
Yeah, I guess
crazy.
the snaking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like a cargo hold and there's a bunch of fucking boxes.
Yeah, but you go outside and then back inside and then around and outside again.
Yeah.
And like
I hated that.
each of the outside things dips and there's like shit coming
Yeah.
at you
And it's basically like run like
and
hell.
if you're playing on
turn
the
around,
hardest-
shoot, run.
if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, you just have to run. You can't shoot. You can't stop to shoot anything. 'Cause they'll kill you.
Fuck. Dead Space. Good stuff.
I played to Unitology script one of my jobs.
I'm gonna beat up Josh.
All right.
I'm gonna beat up Josh.
All right. Well, then we're gonna go ahead and end the show here so that John can get to the Josh beaten. And
So we've got our info here. David did this awesome thing where he actually uploaded the show last week to YouTube.
what's up, bitches?
We're gonna work on getting some archive footage up of the as yet unpublished.
Yeah, I have it all
shows.
saved.
David says it's unfair that I don't help him with it. All I need him to do is put the shows on his external hard drive, so
You're not the boss of me, John.
so I can take a shift uploading videos.
Take my hard drive with you and plug it into that fucking modem.
Oh, okay. You can do it that way.
We can
Okay.
figure it out.
So yeah, we had last week's
Actually,
uploaded, so I
don't.
think okay.
I have to see what's on it. It
Okay.
might be full.
All right. So then we'll get this one uploaded, and yeah, we're gonna do some stuff. Maybe for lack of games to play, maybe I can get you to play some Starbound with me after the next patch is out.
Yeah.
We'll get some gameplay videos up.
And considering the lack of games to play, I'll just keep playing Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say maybe given the lack of games,
Patch
Maybe I
2.15
can-
comes out tomorrow night.
maybe I can convince David to hook up his 360 and play some other shit.
Maybe we want to get a shelf.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll talk to Matt, see if he can build something for you.
It'll
He
have to
likes
be
projects.
around right here.
He likes projects like that.
And I'm gonna just take all those and put them in a drawer
Yeah.
because I don't need them there.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, can I have that thing?
Yeah.
That would work really nice for me between my.
Or I can just start putting my Xbox One games in it.
Whichever you want to do.
No,
Man.
it's- you can have it. I have 5 Xbox One games.
All right,
I don't need
guys.
a tower. Anyway, yeah.
Facebook.com/VirtualBromance, YouTube.com/VirtualBromance, Twitter is @VirtualBromance, and we're in a band. We do some things. I'm gonna get that shit sorted out. I got a lot of things I gotta get done with that. Facebook.com/am.psych.
Yep. Peace
Later.
in the Middle East.